The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay, Mimi, we can start now.
Okay. All right. Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to MEPN's webinar series. This is the 8th of the many series that we have held. Now, for most of you, maybe this is the first time you are attending our webinar, MEPN. Now, MEPN is Machinery and Equipment Productivity Nexus. Okay, this nexus is concerned and it aims to help, or its main objective is to help and assist companies involved in machinery and equipment to improve their productivity. So today, we are going to talk about digital transformation. Now, the word digital frightens some people and thrills some people. And today, we're very lucky to have with us two persons who are, having a whale of their time in digital transformation. Well, very experienced in this field. Please welcome Ms. Karen Savarimuthu and Mr. Ryan Yeap. They both are from Vitrox Corporation. Now, the best thing about the two of them is that between them, they look very young, yeah? But between the two of them, they have over 40 years of experience in this field. So we are going to be, really lucky to, and I hope that after this session, we'll be thrilled to know about digital transformation, and we will go into digital transformation. So without much further ado, please, Karen, I will let you start this, the webinar. Welcome, Karen. Ryan.
Thank you, Mimi, for having the opportunities and providing us to speak today. And thank you again for all the participants for joining us today. And I hope there will be a lot of takeaway key points today for you all into this digital transformation. So my aim is today is that everybody gets to have a lot of information and they can start their journey. Start small and can have a lot of consultations from us later on. Okay. So let's start on the slide.
Second, Karen, I need to do a bit of housekeeping. I forgot about that. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
For those attendees, you can actually post in your questions. Do type in your questions because we are going to have a Q&A session at the end of this session, 15 minutes towards the end of this session. So please, we welcome your questions. Do type in your questions so that we can ask the panelists later on, to answer your questions. Thank you. Okay, Karen, you may begin. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mimi. Okay, the next slide, please. Okay, these are the very common things that people are talking about when we are saying into digitalization or transformation. Okay, there's a lot of things in the market that we're talking about. Internet of data, Internet of people, Internet of services, and of course, Internet of things. So today we are going to focus in mainly 3 things only that we're going to talk about so that you can adopt this very easily instead of thinking so many abbreviations that is available in the market talking about sophisticated or a lot of words that is maybe, flabbergasted to the people in the market. Some people may not understand. Oh, what are these are. So to make it very simple today, I'm going to showcase simple steps for you to embark into this industry 4.0 and also turning or transforming your businesses into digitalization. All right. So that is the thing that is connect, visualize, and proact. That is a simple step that we're going to talk about today. Next. All right, this is something that I would like to share to everyone today, which is very much important because the industry forward or the industry 4.0 has actually taken up a lot of opportunities in this industry. Okay, we are talking about the suppliers, the manufacturers, a lot of people since we have started about 3 to 4 years ago. And now where are we standing? If you look at us, Malaysia is only 38. And look at Vietnam and Indonesia, comparing to our technology, our industry focus and so on, where are we now? So we are still lacking into a lot of segmentation or sectors which we need to embark and go forward. So this is analysis that has been done by McKinsey to showcase how much of awareness that we are having, what is the scoring that we have done, and what is the increase into optimizations and into previous years and so on. So this is very important that I would like to share to everyone here. Next. All right, if you compare to the early adopters and also those who are just waiting to be embarked, I want to see someone else how they do, then only I will try. Okay, this is another to showcase you the analysis that they have done by certain areas of sectors, which is electronicals, chemicals, consumer goods, foods, or even pharmaceutical industries. If you compare the productivity gain percentage and with the overall equipment effectiveness, which is we call it OEE, you see the percentage is very good. According to all the industries, it's actually improving. They have actually gained a lot of benefits by embarking into digitalization and also transforming their data into various valuable and also insights that they can see a lot of improvements in their businesses. So this is very important. So from the time 2 to 3 years time, they have improved a lot of effectiveness into this. Next. All right, a lot of you may have a lot of reasons. What are the reasons that are holding you back in order for you to do this implementation? Okay, maybe a lot of people will be thinking, digital strategy. I do not know how to make this digital strategies. How do I make it? Okay, unable to define my business plan. Okay, which one, where to start? Whether to start from my machine, whether to start from my sensors, or whether to start from my people, or even my processes. Okay, these are the things. In other words, some people are worried. Do I have to put things on the cloud? Is that safe? That is another cybersecurity risk that do I have to take it? All right, which is a concern. Everybody have to be concerned of too. And then very much little awareness. That means knowledge is not enough, whether what is important for me to be digitalized, what does it care for me? So this is the awareness that you need to improve on. Financial resources in terms of grants or in terms of supports that government are giving, like what MPC or MITI or MIDA or MATRADE or even MDEC is providing. So all this information are already available in the websites that you can get it and you can start to embark with. And the slice data that you can't do integration. There's a lot of data staggered all around your companies, different units, different departments and so on. How do I get them centralized? How do I visualize the data that can make me a lot of information that can make me, improvise in terms of my productivity, my manufacturing and so on. Okay, and another thing is that some of you might be thinking, I do not have a talent in the sense of I don't have IT people who can work out, generating some softwares, implementation, connecting, and so on. So all these worries, I have an answer for you. So do not worry about that. It's very easy. You just have to start small and you have to start now. Because if you don't start now, you're going to be left behind so far. All right, next. All right, digitalization is no longer optional. I repeat again, digitalization is no longer optional. It becomes a very needful thing in wherever that we are. You see, the understanding the needs, the end-to-end visibility in our industry that we are going through is very much no more optional, is a need. It becomes sometimes an essential that we must have this implemented in our manufacturing services, production services, or even single SME services. All right, because this will able you to align your processes and you may strategize the customer demands that you are getting from now. For example, now e-commerce has become a very good business in the market due to the MCOs and so on. So how do you monitor your shipments? How do you track your shipments, deliveries and all that? You need to have a digitalization software for you to be embarking on this. So what else that you need? So you will understand what are the products that customer is demanding for. Is it foodstuff? Is it clothing? So these are the demands that you need to understand so that you can bring in more loads. You can bring in a lot of products that due to your customer demands. And sustainability initiatives is also matters to improvise your business. And not only that, you'll be able to create a new foundation for your future changes. All right. And you are able to manage your data accurately, centralize everything in your fingertips. All right. And you are able to forecast. You're able to know how to plan your production or productivity based on the demand analysis that you are doing. And furthermore, you're also able to eliminate all the wastage that you are going to go for. So all these things are very much helpful, and it is very much needful for your industry. And furthermore, communications are very prompt and excellently delivered to your customers. All right. Next. All right. How to start? When to start? Where to start? These are the questions that everybody have in the mind. All right. Next. Okay. 3 simple things that I want to share. First thing is that you define your business strategy that impacts you. You identify what are the challenges that you are facing and what are the effective processes that you need to put it in place. And how do you coordinate and empower your organization in order for you to embark into this? So process has to be in place. Next. Technology. You don't have to invest into big amount of money or budget into start this. You just need to start very small. Analyze the more significant pain points that you have. You start from there. And you start where you can see there's a lot of benefits that you can get out of this particular pain points. Or you can save your cost, you can save your wastage, then you start from there. And then you need to also adapt to the market changes. What does the market changes are? There's various depending on different types of industries. And then you also need to know the technological system that you have to be implementing too. So technology is very important. Next. All right, people, a lot of people are afraid. When I go digitalization, when I go automation, a lot of people think that, oh, I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose my opportunity. So I better put it afar. So it's not true. You see, smart manufacturing is not about replacing people. It's not about robotic replacing human being. It's focusing on people's empowerment. All right. It provides the intelligence that machines or software cannot guarantee. Not all machines are 100% robotic that they can manage everything. Okay, so in smart manufacturing, people become more important. It's not less. So don't worry about all this, losing manpowers, losing jobs and all that. Okay, just start small and start from your people itself. Empower them with more skills and talents. All right, next. So there's 3 simple stages that I want to introduce is that connect, and then you visualize, and whatever that you visualize is able to proact for you. So these simple 3 stages will help you out to improve in many areas. All right, next. So I would like to share what are the industries that in the market are already using our platform, using digitalization, using automation in terms of tackling a lot of parameters that they are facing, the critical parameters, for example, like this metal fabrication industry. You see, they are able to know what are the signal data, what are the OEEs, what are the MUs that they're able to provide from this particular connectivity, and when they visualize and what are the things they can prevent in terms of their motor temperature, they'll be able to know what are the speed rotation, what are the battery status, all these are on fingertips. Okay, next. Even in food and beverage processing industry, there's a lot of parameters that we need to encounter in terms of process flow, in terms of raw material, in their shelf, in terms of yield, feed rate, pressure, energy efficiency, wastage, a lot of things that we can measure by doing this connectivity. Next. Another example, packaging industry that we do. There's a lot of parameters that we can also measure in packaging industries, where you automate, where you prevent a lot of wastages. You can stop and then you can redo your manufacturing. So there's a lot of stages that you can proact before anything happens. All right. Next. This is also applicable for agriculture industry, whereas now during MCO, sometimes you're not able to go back to the plant or able not go back to the farm to monitor certain things and all that. This, by putting in some simple sensors and so on, you're able to connect and visualize and also understand how is your plants or how is your farm is going on. So this industry is also growing with technology now. Next. Energy monitoring and management is also important. How much of energy that you're using in your factory? How can you control the operation cost? How can you control the load distribution? How can you see which machines or which equipments are using higher voltage? All this you need to have something to be monitored. You can't do it on your normal monitoring where you go and write it down, jot it down. So you need something to be monitored, right? Next. Yeah, talking about ERP, MES, procurement, and sales management software, we are able also to connect all this under ecosystem development and make sure all your data is centralized and able to give you in a single platform that you can visualize, where you can connect it from stage 1 up to the end stage of your production manufacturing in your plant. Next. This is about equipment manufacturing. Also, we are also doing multi-level engagement in your multi-level factory level in the sense of ERP, finance, costing, even in the planning levels. We are talking about material processes, MES system, connectivity. We're also doing integrations and also scalability connections. Shop floor, we're also doing automation equipment, quality inspections. These are also into using a lot of different platforms and also a lot of data sources and also protocols. Next. Okay, talking about the latest product that you are in the market that everybody becoming a need. Now, lately we have this COVID-19 pandemic that is going around worldwide. Okay, in order for us to ease up the jobs that we are doing, you see, in my slides here, I'm talking about face recognition and temperature screening. You see, nowadays, when you go to supermarket, when you go to any places, there will be a staff sending 2 or 3 of them, one person scanning the temperature, one person writing down your name, another person providing you certain advices and so on. So all these things, you can minimize it by having a certain device to make a recognition and to control whether you can allow them in or not. So all these devices is already in the market. So we also do the data integration, because having devices and providing the entry is not enough. You need to analyze. By the day when you analyze, you will be able to know how many people have came in with a good health, how many people have came in with a bad health. So these are the particular things now is needed in schools, in stations, MRT stations, or even malls, shopping malls, hospitals especially, and even hotels, that when they open up the business, they want to make sure their guests are also healthy. So how do we think? These are the latest technology that we are also using, and we analyze all the data that is collected and able to proact on this. Let's say one of them is not healthy. So the alarm will trigger and not to allow them to go in. So these are the technologies that are available now in the market. Next. All right, so now I pass to my colleague, Mr. Ryan, my solution engineer, to talk about the 3 important stages on how to connect, visualize, and proact for you. Ryan, I pass the mic to you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Karen. Okay, so a very good afternoon, everyone. Okay, my name is Ryan. Okay, so we're working on this for the business intelligence division. They're going to provide a lot of the consultancy and the solutions for the whole entire process of the Industry 4.0 implementation. So without wasting time, so let's go to the topic that we are going to. I think that everybody will be going to eager to know how we are going to start on it. So at the stage 1, we are calling it as a connect stage, which is this is the must. This is a very crucial and mandatory requirement that which is we need to going to get all the data to be digitized. Okay, this is the very first step that you need to go into. So next slide, please. So for the current industry, we already know that what is SMI is about. So mostly there are the SMI industries companies. Okay, they are working on various kind of the industry fields. Okay, which is we can be segregated out into the 2 categories. One is a manufacturing and another one is a servicing. So I will going to start with the manufacturing side. So most of the manufacturing sectors, okay, like the factories who is making a lot of the finished good products such as metal, food, beverage, and then other kinds of the products. Okay, so definitely their production line must be have some kind of the machining or the mechanical equipment that able to going to produce, okay, produce into the finished good. So basically they have a lot of the various kind of the machine, such as if you are working on the metal fabrication, then you definitely have a CNC machine, laser cut, powder punch, okay. And then for the food industries, definitely you must have some kind of the extruders, frying machine, packaging machine, and then so on. Okay. Next, for the next slide, please. Okay, so for the energy monitoring and the management, okay, also one part of it that we need to take into consideration, because everybody need to know that what is the voltage consumption or the watt consumption that currently that your machine consume. So you need to going to calculate and then to showcase what are the wastage for the machine to produce the power wastage, and then for the some of the other machine which is they are still power on but still putting into the idle stage, which is nobody is using. So we need to going to have this kind of energy monitoring to keep track of that. Okay, so for the next slide, please. Okay, so in order to get all the machine get connected, okay, so for the machine that has a controller base or which is controlled by the PC, so it will be have this kind of the basic requirement such as a PLC or the controller, okay, together with the so-called well-known protocol like OPC-UA, MT Connect, MQTT, and so on. And then the controller itself must have the common interface such as RS-232, EtherCAT, Modbus, or TCP/IP, which is as known as the LAN network. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so for all the requirement, I will going to break down into this. Okay, the 3 major things. Okay, so in the so let me go into the a very simplified one, which is your machine must have some kind of a central processing unit. We call it as a main brain of the controllers, such as the PLCs, and then inside the controllers, it will going to capture all the signals, okay, and then process and then provide the raw data, okay, and then you are able to going to get this data, okay, from the controller itself and then extract out, okay, by using this connection interface. Okay, so next slide. So with this kind of the requirement that is in place, so what you are need to going to do is you need to going to get itself connected and then going to figure out how you're going to extract out the data from the controller itself. The most well-known is maybe the machine maker. They have their own data extraction software, or maybe you can able to going to write by yourself if they don't have. Okay, so all those type of the data that able to go to extract out, definitely at the initial stage it will become a raw data. So we need to going to convert it into become a structure-based data, which is we call it as a database, tabular data structures, and then store inside into the database server. Okay, so next slide, please. So basically, all the summarize, okay, is the machine you have to go through with the connection bridge, which is the data extraction process, and then once they are processed, all those kind of the raw data into the classified data structure and then saved into the data storage. And then what you're going to do is you have your own the platform, which is called it as a dashboard platform or visualized platform to read through the data storage, and then in order to going to do the data analysis and then showcase in the dashboard. Okay, next slide, please. So while we talking about the machine, the machine connectivity, which is the machine connected, which is a machine itself. Maybe it's about 5 to 10 years, okay, which is still able to do all those kind of the data extraction with the latest kind of the technology. But what we're going to do with the legacy machine, which is about 20 years to 30 years ago. So it's considered as a brownfield situation, whereby the machine itself it might be or it might have no controller at all, which is they have no any connectivity that able to going to extract out from the machine itself. So what you are going to do is you might be going to have a different kind of the approach in order to get this legacy machine get connected. Okay, so there is a lot of the various kind of the solution. Okay, which is called it as an edge equipment solution, such as the sensors. So maybe you can implant the sensors under the nozzles or sensors to implant at the conveyors to track the counters, and then for the scanner by using the barcode or RFID to track the job traveler, and then you also can use some kind of the tower light, which is they have they're able to going to capture all the signal tower light on and off. Okay, and then OCR screen capture, which is capture on the HMI screen. Okay, so all this kind of the edge equipment is currently have sell into the market, which is you can use it and then to implement on your legacy machine. Next slide. Okay, so for the legacy equipment breakdown, it will be involved in this kind of the requirement. Okay, so which is you have an edge equipment, okay, which is connected together with the gateway IPC as a middleman, okay, we so-called as a middleman, and then through either using Wi-Fi, LoRa, or network. Okay, so this one will be happen inside the gateway or the IPCs. Okay, next slide, please. So with all the requirement in place again, so we need to going to figure out how you're going to extract all the raw data which is produced by the sensors. Okay, so you might need to going to do this kind of the data extraction agent, the agent apps. Okay, which is for those who are familiar with all the sensor and the PLC programming, definitely you know that what is a Node-RED or the IoT. AWS IoT or IO broker. Okay, so as an agent to help you to going to translate all the sensors data and then convert into the classified data, which is human readable format. Okay, so and then after the extraction, then you're going to store into the database as well. Okay, next slide. Okay, so for the same thing, it will be everything will be in place, all the requirement has been in place. So what you're going to do is you just only get connected, okay, through the database server by using the gateway as a middleman to convert all the signals, okay, to become the classified data and then save into the database. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, we're talking about a lot of the machinings. Okay, right now is for the servicing sector, which is servicing sector will be more likely for the various kind of the service that are involving into the management and the process of daily transaction related. Okay, so such as those are the industry field which is involving in this kind of field is like transportation, inventory, accounting, and then the ERP for the factory who are using the planner software, ERP, MES. Okay, so all those kind of things you can able to do this kind of the connectivity. Okay, so next slide. So for the software application, this one also not limited to the company who are having the software application, as well as if you are having a manual process which is recorded into the some kind of like the plan file or the tracking file, either in the handwriting format, but eventually you need to go to convert into the digital form. Okay, so you need to going to have a manual process which is recorded into the spreadsheet or the plan file or the text file. Yes, you can able to do this kind of the data conversion into the database form, and then you can allow the dashboard to showcase on to do all those kind of the tracking of the daily basis. Okay, so for the PO, sales order, delivery orders, and then for the transportation side, you need to go to track the mileage. Okay, the daily routine job, all those kind of things. Okay, so next slide, please. So everything will be in place. So this is the flow that how the data flow start from the beginning and the system application data entry, and then go into the how you're going to manageable, how you're going to manage your data, okay, into the manageable format, and then sit inside the data storage server. So you let your dashboard, okay, dashboard platform to log into the data storage server to going to do the showcase and all the data analysis. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so all the IoT enabled process is talking about a lot of the connectivity, which is mostly I do observe that a lot of the SMI industry, they are looking for this kind of the solution. So you need to going to understand that the ultimate requirement that you try to looking for, especially for the critical area that you want to go looking for. Okay, as the previous slide say that start small and start now. Maybe you can try to looking for all the critical area first. So once you already implement, you are able to go to solve it on this area, then you can slowly to expand for the others. Okay, so for the IoT enabled process, you can start it according to this step. Okay, so next slide, please. Okay, so wherever all the technology has been, all the connectivity has been in place. Okay, so while we're going to talk about the data, you already done all those kind of the abstraction and then save into the data storage already. But like now, it's time for you to going to do the statistic. Okay, to showcase. Okay, what is a current process, also what is a current production status right now. Okay, so you need to go to have a visualization tools to going to assist you. Okay, next slide, please. So for the data source, you can have as many as you want. Okay, as many type as you want, as long as the data the dashboard platform able to read through your data source. This is a very crucial part that most of the people they still don't know that some of their data source their dashboard platform they brought already and invest in their premises, but they say that their data cannot be looked through, cannot be reviewed. So what is going on? So maybe it's coming from the very crucial part is how well your data format and how the data is stored inside your servers. Okay, so most probably in the current market trend in the industry 0. Okay, so mostly they were going to prefer to go for the SQL database. Okay, This is my honest opinion. Wherever I done a lot of this kind of the implementation. Okay, SQL database will be giving a lot of the variety functional in terms of the functionality, the variety of the method in terms of the functionality, whereby you can do a lot of the customization during when you do the data queries. This is a very important because somehow you need to go to calculate the machine MQ, the machine OEE, which is OEE, it involves a lot of the complication the formulas. Okay, so if you are storing the data into the structure-based database, then you can able to go to do this kind of the complicated calculation. But how about for the Excel file and the text file? Actually, is also able to do this kind of the process. Okay, but it depends on the dashboard platform capability, whether they're able to do this kind of the data flexibility. Okay, for all those kind of the well-known data. Okay, so next slide, please. Okay, once you already get connected the data source, okay, by using the dashboard platform, okay, so you're able to go to showcase, okay, in the various kind of charts, either in the interaction one, plain one, or you can use the 3D format to showcase, okay, to become your charts more interactive. Okay, so most of the data that they're able to go to do the visualize, we also can use various kind of the device platform, PC, desktop, mobile phone, tablet. Okay, so next slide. Okay, so for the example that when I have a use case for my current customers, which is they are involving for the metal fabrication. Okay, so what you can see on this screen is they are calculating each machine OEE, each machine OEE, and then for the MU and all those kind of figures. Okay, so for the summary part, it will also showcase for all those kind of the critical parameters, and then the machine counter, and then the motor rotation, spindle load, the flashes. Okay, everything can be showcased in this dashboard as well. Okay, next slide. Okay, talking about the glove manufacturing. So this dashboard showcase whereby the current process, entire the process, the production process line, okay, versus the process data. Okay, this one is going to compare that wherever the certain timeline, which is the hit most the defective on that particular timeline, and then versus the lab data, which is they will involve a lot of the chemical parameters, whereby certain chemicals which is hit for a certain threshold, which is caused by the failure. Okay, next slide. And then also for the dashboard for the farming and the agriculture, this one also we're going to keep track all those kinds of critical parameters, such as a sensor data, which is related to the CO2, humidity, nutrient concentration, water level, temperature, and so on. Okay, it might be have another more and more parameters over there. Okay, and then following by it will able to going to do some kind of the drill down if the dashboard has this kind of the function. Okay, so to drill down the certain times to keep track of what are the current sensors and the status on that particular time frame. Okay, next slide. Okay, so for the sales and the forecasting, okay, so it can also able to go to keep track what are the top sales of the based on the car models or based on the agent to track the agent performance as well. Okay, next slide. Okay, so for the energy real-time monitoring, so this one will be involved for the not only for the machine, but it also involved and for the entire premises. So it will going to keep track the watt consumption, okay, and then the peak when all the equipment machine was turned on at the same time. So we need to going to keep track where is the peak on the certain time period over there. So it will going to able to monitor on that certain time frame. Okay, so this one will able to going to avoid the peak, okay, during on that time by maybe they're going to do some kind of scheduling to turn on the machine one by one, all those kind of things. Okay, so this one will be keep on doing for the monitoring and then keep on to preventing all those kind of the high spike of the utilization. Okay, so next slide. Okay, so this one will be the indicate for the signal point, which is they have some kind of the overshoot, so they were going to indicate the alert for the certain location. This one will be using the GPS method, okay, to keep track the actual location, okay, to the dashboard. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so we're talking about a lot of the visualization, meaning to say that you already gather a lot of the data, okay, on your hands, okay, inside the database servers. So what we're going to do, what is the next step? Okay, you already have the data, but it doesn't stop over there. So you might need to go to think of how you're going to let your data work for you. Okay, this is a very, very important things you need to going to you need to going to think about it. Because why? You need to going to let the something to trigger you upfront. Okay, if in case you have a process or the machine or the certain threshold which is reach the limit or already something's happening abnormal, so you need to going to let the system to trigger you. So what is going to how you're going to approach on this? So I think the next slide we're going to explain more. So next slide. So so for the certain software, okay, we are calling as a some kind of like the primitive action, the application, whereby that they able also to going to get all the data to be get collected and then do some kind of the checking, okay, like what you can see on the screen. Okay, so this screen we're going to tell you you're going to establish a plan, okay, to let the system, okay, to let the system counter check the parameters. And then is it the value, is it already over threshold? Okay, so if over threshold, what you're going to what you want the system going to do, okay, by action is by the send email for the notification, SMS, or maybe communication tools like the WhatsApp, okay, WhatsApp, WeChat, all those things, okay. But it also can able to go to talk back to the machine for doing some kind of fine tuning for certain parameters, okay. So next slide. So once you already done the establish already, so you so once you already deployed the whole entire plan, so you can see that I'm going to take the example. If you can see that there is a certain point that they are measuring the temperature, which is over threshold, so it will going to send the ticketing to the somebody else, okay, or maybe the technician or the personnel to alert them, so they need to going to do something, okay. So once you already build out this kind of plan, and then you receive the notification. So right now we need to go to move on to the ticketing process already. So next slide. So for the ticketing process, it will be after you receive all the alerts plan, receive all the alerts from the triggering system. So you already come up with you need to go to do something. Okay, you already received the ticket already. You need to go to do something. So what you're going to do is you need to go into assign a person to go to the particular field and then fix it and then close the ticket. Okay, so next slide, please. So the whole entire process is let's say we are taking an example when the machine get the alert triggered by the system, and then it will send to the control center. Okay, the control center will receive the notification and then fix the machine and then close the ticket. So the whole entire process is able to going to keep track every single transaction. Okay, so and then keep it into the data log. So next slide. So whereby we can able to going to use the dashboard to showcase, okay, into the dashboard, and then to keep track how many tickets are open, how many tickets are closed, and then what is the high fallout, okay, on the particular machine. So maybe that you can use these tools to going to keep track that you got a high fallout on that particular machine. It's time you need to go to do something on that machine. Maybe you're going to talk about like repair the machine or replace the machine. Okay, so this is one of the example of that. Okay, next slide, please. So with this, I will going to end my section. So the whole entire process that I'm going to explain it is just only for the it's a basic requirement that how you're going to improve your the smart manufacturing one by one. Okay. So but for the next slide, I will let Karen to explain more. So how we going to start by using by implement of this by using the right tools. Okay. So I will pass to Miss Karen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ryan, for the explanation. Okay, after going through the 3 stages, now let me introduce about V1, a software, the platform that you can be using into these 3 stages that we talked about just now. Next. Okay, what is V1 is all about? We're talking about, it's a industrial 4.0 software platform that collects all your data from cloud, fog, or edge, analyzes for you, and it makes you to visualize within a lot of functionalities, visibilities, into a lot of drill down options with a lot of flexible dashboards that you can configure, you can design by yourself as what that you wish to oversee it or visualize it, and a lot of meaningful analytics that you can make from the data that you have collected, which going to be very much useful for your future productions or manufacturing insights that you can able to make a lot of figuring out in terms of outputs, inputs of your production activities, production qualities, staging of manpowers, talents and skillings and monitorings, a lot of things that you can do. So that is all about in V1, where we provide you the 3-stage platforms where we connect, visualize, and Proact for you. Next. So how to implement? As I mentioned just now, you need to identify all your machines, your equipments. What are the things? Is it readily available? Is there a PLC attached to your machines that it can collect your data automatically? Or do you require, or do you need some sensors or devices in order to collect the data? And do you need some IoT gateways to connect all those things and visualize it and Proact? So it's very simple stage that you just have to start immediately, that you can start now itself. All right, next. Okay, talking about the package, we have a few packages that we can introduce to you. Next. We have 2 types, on-premise and also cloud. Why we have 2? To cater the needs according to customer. All right. So let me explain to you what does on-premise and cloud differences are, because there are a lot of opportunities that some customers would prefer to be on-premise, some customers would prefer on cloud. So I can explain to you the differentiation of between these 2. Next. Okay, if you are looking forward on-premise, if you have a very huge database that you think that if you put it on cloud, it's going to cost you more on the storage, then it is recommendable that you go for on-premise. And if your data are very crucial, you are not able to put everything on the cloud, you can select to go on partially putting your crucial data on the cloud, and the crucial data you can put it on premise together. So when you look about on premise, you need to invest into hardware, you need to get a server, and you need to maintain that hardware, and then you need to make sure that someone knows how to operate that server and how to maintain in sense of like backing up all those data and all that. So you need some talents. So there will be a little more investment needed if you go on premise. But when you talk about cloud computing or cloud, putting your data and managing everything on the cloud, this is only matters that one single subscription fees, you just go on board, that's it. It's just a little implementation, customization, and training provided, where training is also like, you can learn it online and you can just go on board easily. All right, so these are the differentiation, and of course, if you think that you want to go on cloud, then you will see how much of data that you have that you can put it on the cloud. All right, so current trend is that people are embarking to go on the cloud services. Next. So in V1, we do offer various types of packages depending on your data sizes, depending on your operational requirements, and so on. So we have a few number of packages where we call Earth, Neptune, and Uranus and Saturn. So all these packages, currently we are offering a very good discount of 20% with providing the COVID-19 assistance effective from April until 30th of June. So take up this opportunity to subscribe and get to know more how you can be embarking on with our solution package. These are on-premise packages. And next, we do have cloud packages. Next slide, please. So these are cloud packages that we are also offering with a 20% discount on these packages. To get more details, you can always email to us or call us, and we can give you a lot of assistance on this. Next slide, please. All right, not only giving you the opportunity of going online. So a lot of people will be thinking that, oh, I do not have an IT experts. I do not know how to start with. How am I going to learn this? Who am I going to, do I have to go to trainings and so on? It's not necessary. Everything is on digital. You can learn everything online. So you don't have to worry about how to do things. Everything is being taught for you. So you can learn every single steps on how to do this, or how to create a chart, or how to do a alert plan, or how to do a ticketing. Everything is being in the open platform, so you can learn it yourself. So this is one of the platforms that we provide to our customers for them to learn online. All right. So when you purchase with us, this will be compliment for you to learn online. Next, please. So these are the chapters that we have into our online digital learning platform towards Industry 4.0. So there's a lot of chapters that you can go through and you learn online. Next, please. And there are a lot of videos. Some people prefer to have videos. They have to look at it and then they have to learn instead of learning practically, I mean, learning into like theories, going to readings and all that. So we are also providing you with this video online so that you can learn by looking at it and then you can start connecting it. All right. So this video channels also a lot of chapters, and it is very easy. We start from basic up to the advanced level. Next. All right, today we have a special token of appreciation to all our participants. The good news is that we are offering you a 60 days free trial account on cloud, which means you can use your data, your available data, and you can visualize them using this cloud account. So it's a collaboration with MPC today that we are happy to offer this account. Take up the promo code with you, and then you can subscribe it online. Next, please. And this package also complements with the free access for you for the digital learning together. So when you have the account, you can go online, you can learn how to make your charts, how to make your dashboards, and you can sign up from there. So of course, it is free for now, so grab your opportunities. Next. Okay, so how to subscribe this? Next, please. Very easy step. You just have to log into our website where you got the promo code just now. Go in, click on the cloud account, put in your details, and then tag in the promo code. Yeah, that's it. Then your account will be registered. And the information for you to log in and all that will be sent to you within another 24 hours time. So you can start immediately itself. All right. So I think for today, we have given more than enough of information how to start easily and how to start very small and engage your digitalization processes with us, of course, using V1 in a platform, we can help you out on churning out this journey together. All right. So next. So at the end is that digitalization is not a destination, it's a journey. So let's embark together, help each other, and perform this. Try to embark somewhere, some side of your manufacturing side, or even your plant, or even for SMEs. Start somewhere small, and I believe this will help you out a lot. And you can see a lot of changes in terms of your financial, your costing, and even your income may increase from making things digitalization. So with this, I end my session and I pass it over to Mimi. Mimi, thank you so much for MPC.
What you have done today is to show us that we can actually move forward if we actually embark on digital transformation. Thank you very much for that. Now, I'd like to ask you a question here. For example, when you do this transformation, actually it is very pertinent now in this kind of era where technology is actually at the front line, and if you don't do it, there are chances that you can go into extinction, meaning that your company will not survive, going forward. So is it how, what kind of advice can you give to these people, the listeners, on how they actually, the importance to go forward with digital transformation, yeah? Especially when they, like you say, they don't have sources and all that, yeah?
Okay, it's very easy. That's why when I mentioned just now is that they have to identify what is their current pain point so that they can start from that current pain point itself, start very small. They don't have to invest so much in terms of technology, in terms of hardwares and so on. They can start from that small. So when they gradually improve from the pain points, initially they'll be embarking into a bigger scale. So when they start small and enlarge it into a bigger scale, they're able to see the growth stage by stage. So when the growth is there, stage by stage, they will improve gradually in terms of sustaining their businesses. If now they only maintain the way they are doing everything in manual, there's a lot of time, a lot of talents and all these are wasted because they need more time to do a lot of analysis. They need more time to predict anything. So I think you can save a lot of your cost and time into making all this unnecessary analysis manually. Leave it to the digital world to do it for you so that you can save a lot of your time and make up, any other measurements into improving your business.
Okay, we have a question here. Could you explain more on the analytics used in V1 software?
Okay, there are various types of analytics that we can make. It is by industry actually. So we have M&E industries, we have E&E industries. So it depends on each and particular industries, how deep the analytics that they want to go for. So we need to see what are the data. Of course, when you do analytics, in order for you to have preventive, prescriptive, or even predictive maintenance, you need to have some history data. So without some history data, you cannot churn out some analytics. So to have an analytics in this point, we need to have a lot of data collections that we need to find out how these data can be able to do a lot of information outputs or insights for the particular industry itself.
I see. Okay, another question is that, sometimes when you want to embark on this, transformation, the management is always concerned about costs and what is the impact. So they are interested in knowing what is the percentage of productivity can one actually gain if one, embarks in this journey. Yeah? Can you give a range kind of thing?
Okay, the ranges will be from 30 to 40% in terms of cost reduction, because we have real case studies that we have done for certain factories or certain environment manufacturing sectors, that they're able to reduce about 30 to 40% of their cost, in a sense of they're able to reduce the time, they're able to reduce the wastage. So this is very much significant, because when you talk about 30 to 40% cost reductions or even savings, is very much high impact, especially at this point of time, because a lot of people are thinking of cost reduction, how to reduce costs in various areas and factors. So this will be very much helpful now.
I see. Okay. So, I mean, to summarize it, actually, you know, for us to move forward, the essentials of digital transformation is actually you need to obtain the data, and then you need to protect the data that you have, and then you analyze the data and you utilize the data. Is that correct? Is that the flow that we should be doing?
Exactly.
And how do we protect the data that we get, you know, that we actually accumulate? How do we protect them? How is the cyber security in terms of, you know, so that it's not compromised kind of thing?
Okay, I would not say that putting in cloud, I can say that 100% is secure. Okay, there is no particular service provider or even the cloud infrastructure provider is giving that kind of an assurity saying that 100% your data is secured and all that, because there's a lot of cybersecurity attacks. There's a lot of threats and going on here and there. With the reason in Australia they have some cyber attacks and all that. So what I would say is that the customer need to identify and need to filter which particular data they should put it on premise and which one they should put it on the cloud, because only customers will know. Maybe like the customer's database, they should put it on premise. Those like production data or the quality data, which is not that crucial, they can push it to the cloud. So this is depends on customer. How do they classify or categorize those data which is crucial and not crucial? So by doing so, they'll be able to know that these data are still secure, in a sense of not revealing a lot of you know, P&C informations on the cloud.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be my recommendation. Yeah.
Okay. So what kind of operating system, this is another question, use on the premise server? Is it Windows or Linux?
Can I get Ryan to answer this?
Ryan?
Yeah, just now I saw. I intend to go to send by text. Okay, on premises installation, the application will be using the Windows OS platform. And then we're talking about the end user wise, then they are using the web base to access the V1 platform. Simple as that. But for the installation for the on-premise part, it will be the Windows OS operating system. Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
You mentioned. Sorry. Okay. Just now. You're getting cross here. Okay. For the essential skills, for example, when I want to start and I don't have the essential skills, okay, can I outsource the skills and find people to assist me to get it started? Like, for example, you are promoting, you know, or you're mentioning your site, you have the skills to assist us, right? To give us a head start to this.
Yes, we have supports, we have consultation, we have engineers standby to support for customers, especially that do not have the skills or talents in order to embark this. Yes, we do that.
Then just now you mentioned that, you know, if you do go into this transformation process, it's not about, you know, people being laid off. Actually, these people can be reskilled and you know, and learn into something and learn something new of higher skills. Is that, how can you elaborate on that, please?
Okay, as I mentioned, for simple example, as I say that we also provide training to the people. Let's say you have a very little IT knowledge staff that you have in your company. What we do is that we call them for trainings. We train them in-house or even at your own premise. We train them how to use this particular software on a you know, a weekly basis or even a monthly basis. They can learn up while not only having this e-learning platform. We also do one-to-one training sessions and also in a group, so that we can upskill this group of people to embark into this IT level. So it's not necessary you need to have a degree in IT for you to do this. With a knowledge, you are able to do this also. So this is how I feel that upskilling people, like from a normal operator, it become a monitor of your screen, monitoring the productivity. If there is any downtime, you can do a ticketing and all that. So this is how you upskill people. You don't have to throw them out. So this is a sample that I'm giving.
Karen, thank you very much. Ryan, thank you very much. I think time is up. Once again, thank you very much for a very insightful understanding towards digital transformation. And, like I say, it was thrilling to know about this because there is a lot of opportunities ahead. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yes, we end our session today. Thank you.